75K a month is a number that most people will never hit in their lifetime. But the craziest part is that my clients literally hit it after 3 months of working with me. I started working with Bruno in the start of February, and by the time May came around, he was doing consistent 50K months. He hit 75K a month, and in this video, I'm gonna expose the before and after. So let's take a look at the before. He was at 7K a month, 2,000 followers. He had a low quality audience, like as you can see here. He doesn't have any mutuals, and he had no real distribution system. And he was trying to post content as much as he can, but it was not effective at all. He was inconsistent, and his videos were not reaching the right people. But if you look at the after, for example, he's hitting consistent 50K months, 75K in March, which was a $14,000 day. 7,600 ICP followers. Look, you could check the mutuals right here. It's now 7,700. And we built him a clipping server, pushing out 5 to 10 high quality reels every single day on RPM. And I'm going to expose everything: the content strategy, the posting schedule, the monetization strategy, sales process, and even follower and connection hacking as a bonus, which allowed him to hit $14,000 in a single day. So if you're not familiar with Bruno, here's a little bit of context about him before we dive into this. Number one, he's 22 years old from Portugal, and he was playing college tennis. He had to make 10K in 2 months cleaning windows, selling door to door to pay for college. He achieved that super easily. Then he dropped out of college to go all in on his business. He started his private members group called Lusitanos Elite Club, and he's been running that ever since. He now hosts masterminds, and he's connecting thousands of other people around the globe. So yeah, we have 4 main pillars right here. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have the booking process, as well as follower hacking. So let's start with his Instagram. So he has 2 Instagram accounts. He has his main account, Bruno Moreira Official, and he also has Lusitanos Elite Club. So first thing we're gonna look at is Bruno Moreira Official. The goal is to direct people to his other Instagram account, Lusitanos Elite Club. The link in bio is his YouTube vlogs. If you click his link trees, it'll bring them to his latest vlog, either his Tulum mastermind or a vlog with another big creator. It's just to bring people there. And he has lifestyle and travel story highlights, and these are all for marketing purposes. Now, the craziest part about Bruno is that even though he makes 50 to 75K a month, there are 0 signs of selling on his account. There's no hard CTAs, there's no steps people have to follow. It's all in the moment. And here's why indirect selling actually works so well for Bruno. Number one is that it's a pattern interrupt. Literally every guru is flexing a Lambo in their content before selling a course. And by being that one guy who doesn't do that, you easily stand out from the crowd. People now need to do a bunch of extra research and dig deeper to see what you actually do. And that's when you know you've built a true fan. And this means a few things. One is that your whole personality is not only based on the success of your offer, but to genuinely connect with people. And for Bruno, he sells a private group. He has to connect with people. That's his life. As well as this, you're considered high status. You know that what you do and who you help is done behind the scenes. And something else is that it's easier to build trust and convert people because you don't come across as this salesy. Now, something else that we need to look at, which is super important, is Bruno's pinned post. He has 3 posts pinned. He has a montage from his Miami mastermind, which increases the perceived value of his product, as well as builds a ton of FOMO. As well as this, from these 2 pinned videos right here, he borrows authority. And even though Bruno is mostly silent throughout both of these videos, because he's the one organizing these masterminds, organizing these meetups, he's the one who gets all the credit. He steals their authority, he's young, and he's speaking to very successful people. Like, for example, Max Inhouse, right? He's young, he's made over 8 figures in client revenue, way to scale the company to $50 million a year. You get the point, right? And you notice something crazy? The fact that out of all of these pinned posts, the headers alone teach you the outcome and not the process, which is super important. For example, $100 million a year, 300K a month business owner, 50 millionaire. This is the stuff people want to see, and this is the results people get. They want to actually work with them. Now, we spoke about his pin post. We spoke about indirect selling. Now, let's actually go into depth of his content strategy. Every single clip that was made for Bruno was all posted on trial reels, and only the best performing videos were uploaded to the main grid. I also want you to remember this very important thing. Bruno would rarely ever sit down to record these type of videos, okay? This was actually a blessing because we got so much better content out of it. So we developed this framework for him, which allowed him to post tons of undocumented content, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm recording this video and I'm probably going to clip this up, post it on Reels, and I'm going to get a ton of content out of this. So here's actually how it works. He has raw footage that's clipped up. He has a videographer, they record him during the day, boom, gets hours of footage. For example, he did this masterclass on Harvest where he had 40 entrepreneurs in a chat, young entrepreneurs. He was coaching them, he was training them, giving them advice. We took 1 hour of footage, clipped it up, boom, clips that attract high quality views and they build authority. All of these videos were posted on trial reels, okay? What we did is we analyzed the performance of the videos. If the videos perform, we move them to the main grid. If the video doesn't perform, you leave it on trial reels. So that way your audience only sees you as a winner. You adapt and you receive feedback on these videos, what went well, what went wrong, everything like that, and then you repeat. And the way you repeat is you get new footage recorded, and then the whole process goes over and over again. And it's a flywheel content system. This works in not only a repeatable process that could be infinitely used, but it makes Bruno's life super easy where he just has to live his life and everything else comes in. These 4 video formats were used to take Bruno from literally 2K followers to almost 8K followers now. For example, best clips from 24 hours with entrepreneurs like Wade Houston, Max Inhouse, Sawyer Verts, Champ, Colin. All of these people borrow his authority and they make him look like the fucking man. This masterclass built Bruno even more authority because it's him. He's talking about his own story, his struggles, everything when it comes to that he was talking about. As well as this, he hosted a mastermind. He hosted one in Miami, he hosted one in Tulum, and the content that actually did well was where he interviewed these big people, where he interviewed the speakers, where he interviewed the Lusitanos members. That's the stuff that actually built him audience credibility. As well as this, fake sales calls, denying and trolling prospects into Lusitanos to show his value. So for example, we faked a sales call video that brought him so many ICP videos where the guy pretended to be the owner of a casino. He was ready to pay $25,000, and my Bruno denied him and actually got him more ICP people and showed his true values. And each day of the week would be a dedicated day to one of these formats, if you know what I mean. And we would also split test new formats every single week to see if anything new would perform well for Bruno. For example, we tried doing some horizontal stuff, some split screen stuff. We all tried that, it didn't work, and we just continued to do exactly what we're doing. And then now let's talk about the trial reels framework. See, you have all of these videos that do good, but what if a video performs exceptionally well? For example, this video with Wade got almost 600K views. This sales call video has 26.1K. So what we did is these videos went viral once, so we made multiple variations changing a few things, such as the font and font size, the song, the header, the hook, saturation and color grading, aspect ratio, and the videos continued to perform. Now, you might be wondering why. But the reason for this is because Instagram recognizes these subtle changes as new videos instead of limiting them as spam. And that is super important. As well as this, he would sometimes collab his content strategy with both accounts to get extra reach. Now, we spoke about his main Instagram. Let's talk about now his business Instagram. It's very similar to the main Instagram, if you know what I mean. Except that there's 2 main changes. Number 1 is that he's running a DM funnel. And anyone who's interested will DM this account for more information and join. And it gives the we only work with individuals who choose us vibe, and it also only attracts inbound leads. And this shows you're not desperate, especially for Bruno. If you're trying to chase people to join your club, then you're just gay. And it doesn't do any good for you at the end of the day. And this is what leads you to cash. As well as this, the dynamic is completely different. Instead of the page being founder-led, it's documented via the third person. So instead of saying I did this, you're saying we did this. You're a man of the people. You're no longer just speaking to one person, but you're appealing to the masses. And for this reason, we need updates. For example, the Lusitanos World Circuit, as well as showcasing guest speakers. For example, this was Bowski. We showed him off, and then it got people pretty hyped. And yeah, content strategy was pretty similar, except it was more montage focused and showing off cool environments, members, guest speakers, all in the third person. Now, let's talk about his YouTube now, because I could have all the attention in the world on Instagram, but we need people that actually go from his Instagram, go to his YouTube, and actually learn about him, learn about what he does. The point of Bruno's YouTube is to aura farm as much as possible, which is why all of his videos are lifestyle vlogs. All of the thumbnails I have a check mark with are lifestyle vlogs, and those are the ones that performed good. The 24-hour videos with Max, Wade, Colin, Champ are all to build authority. And these mastermind movies in Miami, Tulum, Bali, Portugal, they're all to build FOMO, and that you could only experience this if you join his group, which is genius. Now, we have his YouTube, we have his Instagram. how does someone actually join his private members club? So there's two ways they could actually apply. There's one, a link on YouTube. There's a calendar link right here, or they could DM the keyword to this account or reach out to Bruno directly, okay? So the application is sent for a discovery call, and this is usually when they're cold. They get filtered, and then the setter triages and nurtures them. If they're qualified, they books them onto a call. If they're unqualified, they just DQ them, because who the hell wants to work with people who don't have money? At this stage, they're warm, okay? They book the call, they get redirected to a post-booking VSL. After they watch the post-booking VSL, they're pre-sold. What Bruno does is he sends them all of his past YouTube videos as pre-resources, because this is the FOMO that people are missing out on. And after this, the leads that go on the calls are all laydowns. They know exactly who he is, they know the process, they know the results he's gotten, and next thing you know, it's a laydown and the deal is closed. Now, the deal is closed for 1 out of 3 things. One is Lusitanos Elite Club, which is yearly reoccurring, and they're either done with this or Bruno upsells them into a mastermind. I think now he's doing one in Croatia. He's going to try upselling people there, and he's also going to try selling new people. Or they don't even join Lusitanos, they just join this mastermind one time. And that's a little bit about the booking process. Now, this is some secret sauce right here. This is called follower hacking. This is especially useful because his brand is all about connecting with the biggest people in this. So let's say, this is just hypothetical, you want to connect with a big creator who has literally no idea who you are. For example, Moritz, who used to be one of my clients. What you do is you go through the people who follows and you follow everyone who has under 5 to 10,000 followers. And the reason for this is because these people usually follow back, and eventually you'll build enough mutuals with him where he'll come across your page and he'll follow. And that is exactly how, when Bruno started working with us, he had 2 mutuals, and after working with us, he has more than 30. Simple as that. It's because of follower hacking. Now, I'm going to be posting more of these videos every single week, breaking down my client strategies, how I make the money, even breaking down new people. If I zoom out right here, I have a bunch of boards that are in the work. So stay tuned for that. As well as this, if you want to work with me, I'm going to have a calendar link in the description. You could book a call. And yeah, with that being said, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe if this is something that genuinely helped you. And I'll see you in the next one. And remember that I believe in every single one of you who's watching this till the very end. Peace.